How did
behind the
you
scenes.
action? How did you remember the "My Burden Is Light" one? I like as soon as you were saying it, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that.
I was cleaning the bathroom this morning and I was cleaning up the mirror and I was just like, my God, if there's any stories that you want me to bring up today, just highlight it. And then I remember, my burden is light. My burden is.
So funny. I
It
remember
was
that.
so funny because I think for weeks after us, one of us would say it to, we would say something and then the other person would say that. Remember, my
Right.
burden is light.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I instantly heard it, like the tone and everything of how we would say it. That's so funny. Yeah, that was a really cool, sweet one for you to bring back up.
Yeah.
Did you have any other ones that you didn't share?
I was going to share the baptism one, but I'm like, I don't know if it's, I mean, it's funny when you look back, but the moment it was so serious because we were so like committed to have Patty baptize me and we orchestrated it. And then like we were waiting all weekend and then we're in this pool and I didn't even realize there was people like families playing and people swimming in the background until I was looking at the pictures and I yes,
That's not surprising at
here's
all.
me being baptized. Hope you're having a good swim over there.
You know what's so cool about your baptism? I think about your baptism actually a good bit. Oh. Now my sugar's high. When you know it. Wouldn't you know it? As I stated, singing makes everything better. Yeah. Is as like the anticipation happened and it almost felt a little chaotic because it was a very short window of opportunity for you to be able to get baptized and running over there to get there, and it happens. But then you have all these amazing women. I say all these, three very strong women with the Lord taking the time to be there and then speaking prophetically over you. I think about the time sitting at that table with the Janices and them speaking, and just truly, I specifically see one of them just waiting so patiently, but fervently. Words. Fervently. And you could watch, and she was like waiting, and then bam, just like said so many incredible things about you. And it was such a beautiful display of the body of Christ coming together, because I'm sure they knew of you. They didn't know you.
They didn't know me. I didn't know them.
Yeah.
They're strangers to me.
Yeah. It was such a cool thing. And now, Janice is doing so many things for God on social media. Speaking of just God moving and, you show up. Holy cannoli, man. She is rocking the kingdom.
Yeah.
It's just so...
I still have that recording on my phone.
I was going to ask you. That's so cool. I don't remember any of the details of it, but I just remember like, wow, what a cool moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, families might have been splish-splashing around at the pool, but we were getting the job done. Going next level. Which, truly, I don't ever speak on this much in general, but getting baptized really does take you to the next level. I was just thinking about that as that came out of my mouth. Like, I think some people are unsure about the need for baptism, and I don't ever know if that's a full-blown conversation or not, but I feel like that day I saw you go next level.
Well, I wanted it so bad. And I told Hope, like, every time they brought it up at my church I was going to at the time, I would weep just at the mention of the word baptism. I mean, I was baptized as a baby, but I didn't choose to, be baptized. And I was just like, one time they mentioned baptism and I'm like, oh, I'll probably sign up this time. And then I had this image of this woman in my head that I knew of. I didn't know or have a relationship. And I told Hope, I'm like, I think Patty's supposed to baptize me. Like, I had the vision and it was so clear. And she's like, Hope's like, let's see if we can make it happen. We sure did.
Well, and she loves the Lord so much that and she's very like spontaneous.
Yeah.
She could have been in the middle of the stage giving a speech to, thousands of people. All right, guys, peace out.
Yeah.
He was that kind of person. So it's like, man, if there's any possibility, she's the person that would make it possible. So that was so cool. And, even to this day, I don't know if you have your own revelation or understanding about like the weight of that and why it was her specifically, like, I don't know. I find that so fascinating.
Yeah. I don't know like what it was or why or, I think that what she embodies is just her unabashed love for the Lord. Like she will speak about the Lord anytime, any place, anywhere, whatever he would put on her mind, her body, her soul, like she would just speak it out. Like I remember her one story, she's like, I was in a coffee shop and there wasn't even believers in there and the light went out and I prayed over the light and the electricity was restored. She just, she just lived
Unapologetically.
for the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen her things in a long time. She's kind of gotten out of my feed, but it was just like so inspiring. And I think I wanted that so bad because I was so, before my baptism, so clothed in shame and guilt. And like, I don't want anybody to know the real me, but I wanted that freedom of just living out the life the way God wanted me to.
That's good. That's really good. I'm going to share this. It may not ever be used because we're talking about baptism. And I don't know if I ever told you this. But by me asking you that question about like, why Patty? Like, did you ever get revelation? I got baptized in 2017. It wasn't my first baptism either. Mm-hmm. But it was at a church that we were at, but we didn't love it, we just didn't feel very involved. And granted, it was a satellite church, so that always kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to get established. Mm-hmm. But maybe, oh man, I'm not going to give a timeline. We'll just say a couple years ago, something came up, and my mother-in-law got like this pressing, like she needed to pray for somebody. And she was praying and praying and praying and praying and praying. And she reached out and she was like, I hope I know that you know all different kinds of prayers, because I do. And that's where God is so cool at being able to use all the things that have crossed my path and load up my tool belt. Is he wants me now to purely like basically use his word and that's it. But in the past, your girl did her research. And so she reached out to me and I instantly knew what prayer to pray. It just came to me and I sent it to my mother-in-law and I prayed it. And she said, I hope I can tell it worked. It broke. And wouldn't you know it, it connected for me that it broke off because I prayed it and I'm the one that took the lead because I got baptized under the church that this person was in leadership at.
Oh, yeah.
So I was underneath them because I got the baptism. So therefore I had this ability and authority, even though it wasn't the person that baptized me. It wasn't anyone at the location I was at. It was someone at the main location.
Yeah.
And it broke. Wow. Because I never knew, like it was a season of life. I felt like I needed to get baptized, but like that would not have been home, it wouldn't have been my choice. But years later, wouldn't you know it? It's really cool.
That's really cool. Man, we don't know the power of our prayers, right?
Right. Or the way God weaves it all together, like why you're in the church you're at, or you're walking the street you're walking on at the moment, or running on at the moment, the neighborhood that you're in. Your two neighbors, why are they your neighbors? Just all of that. It's wild. I've said that a lot. I keep saying it's cool, it's awesome, it's wild. um,
Well,
but
it
it
is because we don't expect God or Jesus, Holy Spirit to show up in those ways,
is. Yeah.
right? Necessarily. Like I don't know, now I do, but like for a long time, say like before my baptism or things like that, like I thought things were going to work out different just because of my religious background. So I didn't think, I don't want to, this is going to sound bad, but I never really felt I had anything to look forward to when I was in the denomination that I was raised. It was all doom and gloom all the time.
Mm.
And so I just felt that like my lot in life was my lot in life and there was no changing,
Yeah.
because somebody had spoken over to me that I was going to burn in hell and there was no redeeming my soul. So it's just like, and now when you say that, about the prayer and when we think about all these things that we talk about in our podcast, it's just opened my eyes to so many different
Yeah.
ways God works. And he is so awesome and he's so cool. And like what he does is so amazing. That's hard to put into words to express how awesome he is. Right?
Yeah. Right. Truly.
It's so
Yeah.
funny. What I'm hearing right now is like, because I'm the boss, applesauce.
I heard something, not that exact thing, but I heard something myself recently, and I can't remember it off the top of my head, where it was something about like the Lord coming back with a response with me that was like similar in humor with that, about like who he is, right? That's so cute. And it kind of reminds me of previous episode, I don't know which one, where we talked about like, it might have been navigating your emotions through faith, so episode 14, where I mentioned like at the time God like said, yes, hope, this is what you're feeling, because it's what I had a frame of mind for, what I could understand context for.
Mm-hmm.
He met me where I was, right?
Yeah.
And so he does that in the serious to help you get free, and he does it in the funny and the joy, where it's like, how's your humor, what makes you laugh. He'll meet you where you're at in that as well, and say something like, because I'm the boss, applesauce, because that's totally something that's like up your alley.
Yeah.
And that's just who he is. Like, it's so, his humor, that's it, his humor is also personalized.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you talked about a comedian has a set of types of jokes they give, and they're
Yeah.
very focused on what they they're very focused on what they focused on. But it's not like, okay, I'm going to this show, Nikki's going to be there, so I got this one, and then beside her is going to be Hope, so I got this joke. They don't have that,
Yeah.
but God has that,
Definitely.
and that's so fun. Yeah, I think that's all I got.
That's all I got.
It's a good conversation though.
Yeah.